The American market, I feel, in terms of traveling to Africa, is changing now in the last couple of years. Of course, we've always had what we call the safari traveler, the traveler who grew up with Out of Africa or the John Wayne movies who only wanted to come to East Africa to go on safari. Now we have the younger generation, which is very diverse. We have African Americans, we have Mexican Americans, and we have the rest of Latin America. And they are coming because they want to meet the people, they want the diversity, they want to find out about the culture, they want to eat the different foods. And what they love the most about Africa is how close Africa is to nature. That when we come here, we get to go to pristine beaches like what we see behind me here. Or even if we're in the Masai Mara, or even if we're in Samburu, we get to meet the local people, we get to see how they live their lives, but most importantly, they are the caretakers of this great continent, which has in it experiences that you can't have anywhere else. There's nowhere else in the world where you can go and experience the wildlife that we have here in Africa. So I think it's important to recognize that we have to start working with this younger generation that's going to be traveling now, that will come and stay longer because a lot of them work unplugged. They're not working in brick and mortar offices anymore. They're working virtually. And they love to come and be, just like they're going to Portugal and hanging out for 2 months and working from Portugal, why not come here? Why not come to a beautiful place like Malindi and have a nice apartment and work here, meet the local people, learn how to cook the local food and do your job as well?
First of all, with regards to Kenya specifically, I would say that Kenya is very much growing as a destination in the Latin American market. I would say that we are seeing more and more, particularly from the Mexican market, coming to visit Kenya. And I would say that in the past, it was very much about the Masai Mara, maybe Amboseli, but now I'm seeing how the Mexican market and the Latin American market is even very interested to explore much more than just the well-known parts, so the more touristic, well-known parts of Kenya, but also places in the north like Samburu, Lewa, Loisaba. So certainly, and even the coast, of course, I would say that certainly Kenya is very much a country that is growing with tourism from Latin America. And Africa, I would say that 10 years ago, Africa was still a very unknown place to the Latin American market. It was something very distant, very sort of almost like difficult to get through, even that wrong perception that it was somewhere a little bit dangerous, and people were even a bit frightened to travel this far. But today I can say that Latin America and Mexico are more and more putting Africa as in their top 5 destinations to travel to. Africa is becoming a very important honeymoon destination. So more and more honeymooners are coming to Kenya, to East Africa, a beach extension, here even to Lamu, for example, or Zanzibar. And family travel, I think, has grown a lot as well, where in the past sometimes people would think, well, it's not a destination for children or for smaller kids. Now families are traveling from the smallest one to the grandparents. They're coming to Africa. They particularly hotels or private homes that are available are being hired outright for Christmas, New Year, for a family of quite a numerous family members.
To grab the market, you need a holistic strategy, but at the center of it, or say, let's say the beginning, the start point of it, that you need to use the right platform and the right tool to communicate to the market. And in the center of it is the WeChat. So it's very important that you use this communication tool and also leverage the marketing empower the by the WeChat. So this is very important element. And then you obviously need to connect with the right travel trade. Who has the right audience to your products, your services, and just engage and nurture the relationship.
Today's event, organized by Essence of Africa, has just proved that Malindi has the capacity. It has the capacity to host high-value international forums. And as we speak, because this one is going on for the rest of the week, and the next 3 days, this particular event is going to inject about 55 million Kenya shillings in this particular town. And that's going by the business travel insights on how much a business traveler spends on a trip, which is about, in Kenya shillings, 110,000 Kenya shillings. Now, with about 500 or more than 500 participants here in Malindi, not even counting the multiplier effect from Mamamboga, from the religious tourism, from cultural tourism, from adventure tourism, and transport. I mean, the money that is going to be left here is actually going to have a very big effect on the people and the community.
And as Malindi, Watamu, Kilifi, Lamu, we have been able to host these buyers. And in fact, most of them left yesterday. And with this group again for Essence of Africa, we are hosting these buyers. And I can tell you right now, if you ask for a bed in this town or Watamu, you will not find anywhere a bed.